frozen in time.
You are ready.
Are we going?
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, my name is Jordan Cohen. I'm a fine artist, I admit it. And we're at Westlake Park in Hollywood, Florida. A beautiful Memorial Day weekend. Everyone's out having a good time. You can see the beautiful lake in the background. It's actually mating season for alligators out here, so you gotta watch your step. No, just kidding. I really haven't seen any alligators, but there's plenty of ducks and there's lots of wildlife, tons of iguanas running around, and all kinds of amazing bird life out here. It's really a beautiful place to be. And this place, Westlake Park, is just down the street, and it's kind of attached to the Ann Kolb Nature Center, which sits on over 1,500 acres of preservation land, and that's an amazing place to go. If anybody comes out to South Florida and visits Hollywood, it's nestled right on the edge of Dania Beach, which is where I live. It's a beautiful, sleepy little beach town right by the ocean. The Ann Kolb Nature Center is really a great place to go and visit. And I wanted to talk about fine art today and the art of original content and communication. And I've come up with this method and approach I call the water approach method to creating original content and communication. And it's really about filtering out negative energy. It's really about capturing raw energy frozen in time. So my style of art has changed over the years. I used to make big, huge welded steel sculptures that are sprinkled all around the country. California, Arizona, Washington, D.C. This painting right here is called Friday Afternoon. And I don't even use brushes. I use damp paper towels. I dip my hand in there and I'm painting and I'm moving. Just like a tornado, man. Just like a hurricane. You know, just like a volcano, just erupting with energy. And so that's really what I wanted to capture, something almost like a weather event. And when you see these images taken by like these amazing photographers you might see online or TV of like a tornado touching down, or a hurricane, or a volcano erupting, you know, these really are these dynamic kinetic images. And it really does affect our brain in a positive way when we see those types of images. I mean, we're overwhelmed by it, but it really does have a positive impact at the end of the day. And that's what I want to try to capture in my fine art now. So let's take a little walk and we'll move along. I've kind of sprinkled these paintings out a little bit so we can kind of go on a little journey today. And I've got my notes here. And really, when people from around the world contact me and message me in their different languages, whether it be Swahili or Portuguese or Afrikaan or some of these different languages, and I have to Google Translate to write them back, and they're telling me, man, I'm connecting to your artwork, it's touching my life in a personal way, I'm connecting to my own life's personal journey, you know, then I think I've accomplished something as a fine artist in creating this universal communication, which is something I've been talking about for over 30 years since I was in art school out in California back in the mid-80s. These paintings here, this one is called Night Force, 6 by 3 foot. The next one, the same size, it's called Chaosity. And Chaosity was actually the very first painting I did in this new style. Sometimes I'll go in with a big fat brush just to tighten up the composition, just to make sure the poetry of the composition is flowing right, it flows and it's smooth and it's electric and it's positive. And it makes sense, it's balanced. This piece here, and actually I painted this one so fast, I mean it still took me a few hours, you know, to knock this out, and I'm moving, I'm not stopping. And you know, it's funny, I talk a lot, I talk fast, I talk often, and I run 3 miles a day in barefoot shoes. So I think I'm in pretty good shape, but I still wind up pretty exhausted by the time I get done with all this. So this one's called Fish On. And people seem to like this one a lot. It really kind of surprised me about considering how fast I did it. And anyways, let's kind of move back over to here. It's an amazing Memorial Day weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yes, sir.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Is this you?
That's me, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's all me. It's all good. Todo está bien. And so we got this painting here that we started on today. This painting is called Aftermath. And I really like this painting a lot. It was really, you know, in the process of doing this new style, this seemed to really kind of come together when I was really working and the colors were working, and it was a complex composition, and I was still able to make it work, you know, and it wasn't too fast, it wasn't too slow. It was, you know, kind of just right in there. And anyways, my name is Jordan Cohen. I'm a fine artist, an American fine artist. And my information is, I'll just put it right here, is CoolJordan88@gmail. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, or my company, which is JcoMiami, and JCO stands for Jordan Cohen Originals, Miami. And I have a great, beautiful team that I work with, that we come up and solve solutions for people that need original content, and they have an idea and they want us to solve it, and we come up with those ideas. And I like to help writers become better writers, to create original stuff, to really implement critical thinking skills in their art. Because a lot of times people will start out with an idea and it's like, oh, I can't do that, or how do I come up with something that's really original? And it really just takes that extra thought process, implementing those critical thinking skills to dig deep and get in what's really important. You know, as a songwriter and a musician and a writer and a performer and a live performer, you know, it's when you're performing live on stage, you know, you're putting on a show, you're doing what the audience deserves, not necessarily what you think is cool. So as a writer, sometimes the best lines you're going to write are maybe lines that you might have to edit out if it's not working for what you're trying to accomplish. So you have to be fearless in that regard, and you really have to be fearless to really create something great and unimaginable, and to come up with something original. And that's really what we all want to do, is really be the original awesome beings that we are in this world, and make this world a better place. Anyways, my name is Jordan Cohen, and thanks for watching today on this amazing Memorial Day weekend.